So yeah, we walked in there. We walked in there like this. So this my pimp, y'all. Come on, pimp. Come on, pimp. Name Slickback.
Slickback. Aha. Slickback. Yeah. So do a little twirl for the camera. Just know that. Yes, my merchandise. It's my merchandise.
Just imagine that you finding out after 4 decades. You don't know your house, family facade, but they criticize you for your routes. Which are purer than they spirits, who the model now. Just imagine being outnumbered by female energies, but masculine you need it, want it. For development, why don't I have some brothers, mama? Find out you do, but her selfishness kept secrets bundled. Just imagine. They put me at a different level, a different standard. So now if I gotta be this great, then y'all better be a little bit greater than that. You know why? Because you the teacher. I'm not supposed to fix the ones that are older than me.
No,
that's not my responsibility. This generation is the only generation that is supposed to take care of the older generation and the younger one.
But
that's not right.
Okay.
But y'all, they teachers.
No, we ain't that teacher. We should raise them.
He said, "I want all my kids to know who they siblings are." Mm-hmm. And I said, "All your kids."
We have to find out about his dad. Because he didn't know much.
Right.
And
you were little, weren't you?
5,
yeah.
And he basically was saying all of his children. And he said all. I mean, of course, just me and my sisters, right? I said, that's not what he's saying. It's all his kids. And that's when we started kind of doing research and finding out.
See, the thing is, there's no way we would know what to research. You got to realize, I'm not Tanya. I don't know this, I don't know that, I'm not
Tasha. Tanya's the one that knows everything.
A couple days or so after the library, I get a friend request. She friend requests me out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Of course it is.
She said, yeah, her sister.
And I said...
I used to stay all night over there. When we was putting that up, was their grandmother.
You knew their grandmother?
I knew them all. Before, I guess, me in the picture.
Right.
Richard, I heard, used to deal with Shanita.
Okay, yeah.
They used to say that she was Larry's daughter.
I've heard the word. I've heard it.
Because she is the so-called first.
Michelle ain't never been up here.
Well, I guess Michelle lying.
I wanted to have a DNA test done. Because Michelle don't look like no Hardy. And that's who she looks like. Larry. She didn't start really talking to me till Mother died. They know Mother didn't play. She didn't have nothing to do with them. She said, "That's your auntie." I don't ever say anything. Hey, how you doing? I never said I'm your auntie. I'm not. I don't believe I'm your auntie.
So basically her mother...
Put her head in. Right.
See, we all getting lied to.
Right. And that's what they did. That's all they do. That's all they've done.
Michelle was the one who was always saying something to Tanya and Tasha.
Yeah.
I never did, I said that.
Now, their parents could have lied to them, too. That happens, too. Their parents can say, hey, that's your real dad, and they don't be their daddy. Like, we've had them situations. That girl in North Haven said that baby was mine. It wasn't. And Whopper was like, that is your baby. The baby got green eyes like mama. I was like, there's a 50-50 chance, but that I took a test, that baby's not mine. And it wasn't. I still have the test to this day.
Freedom. I wasn't doing things because, at that age, I wasn't even thinking.
What's up, Tanya?
I wasn't thinking about nothing like that. He just tip over at night over there in Woodstock. When they had 3 now, Richard messed with her. She's getting pregnant. Her mom was going to take him to court. They went to court in Millington. Judge told him, he's 16 years old. You gonna have to take care of your granddaughter or grandchild or whatever. He's 16 and still in school. And he kicked it out. She brought the baby to Gramps. And Gramps told me, that ain't my grandbaby, and closed the door in her face. Marcus is the oldest, and Tony and Anita.
Wait a minute. Once again, I'm telling you this because I love you and I want to continue for us to have a blooming, blossoming relationship, okay?
Mm-hmm.
We talking here. This is very important for all of us and going forward.
Okay.
I wouldn't know who Frida is, and neither would she, if it wasn't for you. If you would have never bring up Frida ever in this lifetime, I would never know who she is. When I say Anita, that's when it all clicked. Anita looks exactly like Risha. I showed the kids a picture of Anita, our kids. They thought it was Risha.
Somebody sitting in our office with Richard, but he had dreads or something. I said, who is Marcus?
Yeah, Marcus is the oldest. I'd see him. He was coming to church. Who walked over to Risha one time, and I looked at, it was either Frida walked up and to Risha. I said, what did she say? She was just saying she wanted me to meet my brother. The other sister would tell her, try to get Risha to get her attention. Risha, I don't want to meet him. I don't want nothing to do. And they keep trying to get me to meet him. Graham said, Richard, what you do in the dark will come to the light. Then he goes back and gets to it. And I said, how stupid are you? And then I figured out, because she's doing that. And I'm not. They need to know each other. Yeah, that's why a lot of people end up dating
their own
because they don't know. Because folks won't tell.
Yeah, especially if they in close proximity. If they over here in the city and you right down 5-10 blocks or 10-15 minutes away. And don't get me wrong, like I told her, I'm not going to excuse the men's behavior of spreading seeds all over the world like Nick Cannon.
He smiled a certain way, do something, look like Richard.
You knew exactly who that was when that funeral happened, and you didn't say nothing, and I was sitting right there. I didn't know nothing at the time. You were in the hospital. This was a year ago. Peggy came up there telling you about Frida's boy dying and this, that, and other. And somebody said he killed himself like his daddy. I was sitting right there. I didn't know who it is. Why didn't you say something? Why didn't you say, son, that's who she's talking about? Usually when it's somebody from the old days, you will tell me, that so-and-so, that's king, he king to so-and-so.
And Gotchi told me that. I seen him at the funeral. Because when I was crying and I looked up.
You seen him at what funeral?
Your daddy's.
You seen Tony?
That's it. Yeah. He had his build. Short, stocky. But I had to be him. Because when I looked up, it was tears and I looked up and he was standing there.
What gave her away is she called him Tony instead of calling him Antonio.
Only the people who know him.
Everybody called him Tony.
But see, that's what I'm saying.
She tried to make it seem like she didn't know him when we were talking.
He called him Antonio.
I call him Antonio because I didn't know him.
Thank you.
Mama, you didn't even want to tell me Dad had other kids. Risha, somebody, you already knew. I only knew there was an alleged possibility from what you said years ago.
I sure didn't.
But
and I was young.
But you got older, and you still didn't say nothing. Because you didn't care, because they didn't come from you.
Well.
Do you realize by not introducing us or having an opportunity to introduce, you create a thing where now them I almost said them mother lovers, they don't want to talk to me because what they think I am of y'all. And then the other brother and the twin Antonio. I heard he killed himself. Yeah, that's what they played. But he was saying that was on he just had a little baby too. Yeah, and that's why I said I looked at his child and I was like, damn, that child looked like a couple of mine when they were younger. Really?
Whatever y'all did back in the day, y'all want to just throw it away
and act like it
never happened. But with us, we have to be faulted for everything that we do.
That's one of the twins.
Justice is
Y'all got twins?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. My daddy had twins, right?
Right.
See what I'm saying?
I'm going to take you to Columbia right now, where we just learned in the last 20 minutes an hours-long standoff has ended.
Police just told our crews on scene that man has died. We want to go down to our Lydia Fielder. She's in the neighborhood where this happened. And Lydia, tell us what you know.
Yeah, Marius, Tracy, one man is dead after an 8-hour-long standoff with police. Officers saying evidence suggests he killed himself inside the home behind me here around 3:20 this afternoon. Columbia officers got inside this home on McKinley Drive. They say they found 47-year-old Antonio Hardy dead in a bedroom. Assistant Chief of Police Jeremy Haywood says there were no obvious signs of trauma on Hardy. Around 7:30 this morning, officers initially exchanged gunfire with Hardy, who barricaded himself in the house. Haywood says negotiation teams made every effort to end this peacefully today.
There are signs on scene that suggest that he took his own life. That's all I'm going to say about the manner of death at this time. Is currently under investigation.
Now, Haywood says they're going to wait for the autopsy results to find the exact cause of death, and that should be within the next couple of weeks. Live in Columbia, I'm Lydia Fielder, WSMV4.
The story behind Tony, when Tony turned 18, he killed a man. And he did about 19 years.
Yeah, we researched it, yeah.
And then he got out and started his own trucking business and was successful.
Yeah.
But he did not kill himself. He had a heart attack. He started shooting at the police.
I ain't heard that part. Ain't in the paper.
He started shooting back. He had a heart attack. His girl or wife or whatever it was at the time, they were stealing money from the company.
From the trucking company?
Her folks were mainly the drivers. And
so they were stealing from him?
Yeah, and when he found out, he got mad and he fired all of them. So when the police came, he said, I ain't going back to jail. He called Frida. That's what Frida would tell me. He says, I ain't going back to jail. And he started shooting at her. They started shooting back, but when they did the autopsy, he didn't have no bullet holes.
Twin Antonio. I heard he killed himself.
Yeah, that's what they played. But he was saying that was on.
He just had a little baby too.
Yeah.
My dad was a bootleg open, shake brain, whatever he had outside kids, and my mama did not go for it. She brainwashed me. My other cousins would come up and say, "You know this your brother, right?" It would be erased out of my mind because my mama did this. Ain't no such thing as that. You don't have no half brother. Ain't no half brothers in here.
Mother didn't want us to know about our two brothers, but we found out and we treated each other like brothers till Donna Ray passed. And now me and Eugene, we talk often. If I don't call him, he gonna call me. I just want to see if you all right, little bro.
When he got out of the Navy.
What year was that?
80.
Okay.
That's when she went to the lawyer and said they're yours. Said with no DNA. No DNA, just to say, okay, they are yours.
How the hell they do that?
Exactly.
That's why their last name got changed to Hardy.
Yep.
It has nothing to do with the children. That's the one part that nobody, like a lot of people don't pay attention. The children are the result of what happened with the adults.
Shortly after Richard passed away, I tried to get Tanya and I think Tasha. I talked to y'all about it, I think. And she got pissed off. You know that's not your place as a quita. I just don't want them dating their sister and brother. That's not their sister and brother. I said, we don't know this. We don't know this. I said, but I'm just trying to get them to know them so they'll know that, not to be trying to date them. That's not your place as a quita. I'm sorry. And I hung up.
Wow. I'm saying this whole time, man, everybody at school got a brother. I don't got no brother. I wish I had a brother. I only got sisters. Kind of find out you more than likely do. Not because your father hasn't told you, because he can't tell you. Not because your uncles or your aunties haven't told you, but your mother knows about this and wouldn't say anything, and then feel like your uncle it's not his place to get y'all to know each other or meet each other or whatever.
Dad, that's what you do with him.
But I didn't even get the opportunity to say, no, I don't want to deal with them. Antonio's sister said, I didn't see you at Marcus or Antonio's funeral. Nigga, I didn't even know they existed. You went through your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, your 60s, and didn't say nothing.
That's right, and I didn't deal with it.
I had to tell the girl, like, I don't know what you heard about my family, but whatever it is, if it's negative, I'm not like that.
Oh, God.
Because I'm not. Like, you know how hard I work on my personality? Keep the problems going? Like, you think that's good for the next generation?
Where's that keeping it going?
If you're not addressing them, I don't expect y'all generation or the generation older than y'all, I don't expect y'all to change your mindset just overnight. Because it's not, I didn't change overnight. That's not realistic. If I'm a good person, and my children are good people, and my wife's a good person, and we don't deal with her mama or her family, or we don't come around our family very often, why assume that it's us that's the problem? We the one that changed. I ain't seen nobody else changing. We can have Erica and all these other extended people coming to the family, but my own blood, we can't.
Right.
When Uncle Chuck tried to get the kids all together, why was that such an issue?
Because I didn't think it was his place.
But it was his place.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was, because he is the brother and the uncle. He has the relationship with both sides of the kids.
I didn't take you to the cemetery. You remember the first time we actually went? Chuck took y'all.
To after the funeral. You saying after the funeral?
I'm saying a couple of years later. And he told me about it, and I got mad. I said, that should have been me taking them. I just wasn't ready to take them.
She kept wanting a boy. You gave her boys, and I can't get a boy. Obviously, she had some issues, and when it came to delivering or after, I think either Risha or something.
Risha.
And she wasn't supposed to have another child after that because her body wouldn't accept it. But she was not accepting that. It wasn't that he was saying that this is it.
As in my life
is over. He was saying this is it, as in you got what you wanted. We done now.
We were telling people, friends and neighbors and schoolmates, we found out they had different daddies, and we ain't never heard of that before, right? And we was like, we all got the same daddy. Same mama, same dad, or whatever. And they was like, y'all got the same daddy? Like, it was almost like a shock or something. Like, it was unbelievable. I'm like, yeah, don't y'all? They like, no. Come to find out, I'm thinking, obviously, from about 1990 to about 2023, we got the same. My dad only got 4 kids. Mama them, naturally, like a lot of women who are the wife, don't want nothing to do with those kids. So what you do is you program your kids to not want nothing to do with them kids.
And that's wrong. He was saying this as an adult. He said, I wish I had a big brother. Like, he kept saying, and this was in what, 2013, 14?
15.
I was trying my best to get y'all to know each other.
Yeah.
But boy, she would get mad.
Going back to what Uncle Chuck said 20 years ago. Hey, you got these twins, you know what I'm saying, they're supposed to be your daddies, you know, blah, blah, blah. Now, Uncle Chuck has been in their life and this, that, and other. But he was trying to be respectful of my mama at that time. That's what he was trying. He was trying to ease it in. My mama, man, she would always say this, and I didn't catch on until 25 years later. Richard and Quita kids.
Yeah, she did.
I didn't brainwash y'all or nobody. Your father did not make any attempt to do anything, be a part of their lives or any of that. He did not. And I wish I was that damn smart. Then I would have been something and done something with my life.
If you know me to be an honest person, a loving person, affectionate, you know all these good positive qualities, why would you think I'm coming to do harm?
Right.
Y'all keep asking why Tanya ain't coming around, or why I'm not around, why nobody don't see Richard, nobody don't see his kids, his wife. Y'all keep asking this, but you don't really care. You just want me to show up. And I told Risha, I'm not just going to show up knowing that a lot of people don't like me or don't fool with me or they talking behind my back or whatever the case may be, or we have a beef that we haven't cleared up or whatever the case is. I'm an adult. We're going to talk about it and work it out, find some common ground, and we're going to move forward from this.
Right.
The kids are watching.
Yeah.
The kids are always watching.
Yeah.
They always used to tell us when we were younger, you see something, say something. Now everybody's like, mind your business. But then when something happened, why you didn't say nothing? Wait a minute. Am I supposed to say something or not? I don't know. Y'all are confusing. Y'all claim y'all want better people, cleaner music, all this stuff. Prove it by your actions, not by your words. As a black man, as a father, as a role model, you lead by example. That's it. It's that simple. And that's what I want to be remembered as. Because the better I am for society, and the better society could be.
That's a lot of money there. I suppose you knew how to raise a cow.
These are black folks?
Yeah. My granddaddy owned every one of these lots all around.
For real?
Yeah, my granddad sold everything except from that tree to the other side of those trees. He kept it for himself. If you can notice how this house sits on top of a hill over everything else.
Yeah, you notice it.
And now where your grandmama lived, those houses there, his name was Phillips, Walter Phillips.
Okay.
So this is the Jones Phillips community. Two black men. Philip Jones, he owned all of this and sold people lots, and Walter Phillips owned all of that. So your mama, Charlie Mitchell, all of them, your uncle Junior. I hate to see him just throw it away the value of property now.
Yeah, like I said, our generation ain't gonna be able to own nothing.
No.
I mean, when I say the last time that rates, inflation was what it is now, was when I was born.
Yep.
Everybody told us not to tell KJ, and it was like, bro, now I see why they told us.
Why not tell him? He needs to know.
No, he needs to know how he was conceived, what happened, and all this other stuff.
Because he don't need to be like, man, let me go find my real dad.
Yeah.
Well, really change. That's not gonna change it.
Right. I've been there before. I was the one that gave him the name KJ. Although Daddy tried to steal that and say
my daddy
her daddy tried to say he stole that, but I always tell KJ, like, everybody need a daddy, you know what I'm saying? Having a great father is man, you can't replace that. And my mama, you knew my daddy had more kids than these four. And you did the same thing this woman and her mother are doing. You did the same thing. Right. You seen your son going through this pain.
Yeah.
And you just telling me, well, you know, just Risha, you go pick him up, bring him over. So, I was plotting to kill his mama too.
Wow.
I wanted somebody in the family that was plotting to kill somebody.
Because you keeping me from my son. Now you can't say, come get him. Come get him on the weekend. All right, come get him every weekend then.
Right.
Oh, nah, well, he can't go this weekend because of this. Oh, nah, well, you can... Over and over and over and over. Then you put your hands on me. I call the police. They never show up. Ounces that I'm looking for, I gave him all them ounces.
Wow.
I gave him an MP3 player, right? with all these videos and photos from when he was a child all the way up to now. I gave him some nasty voicemails and stuff that his mom and grandma left me and all this stuff. I gave him a video of us, all of us as a family of 8, explaining how I met her, how I met his mother, how he was conceived. I gave him this whole thing.
Right.
And he got all of it. And he said to me when I gave it to him, he cried.
Wow.
He's like 6'1", so he's taller than me.
Wow.
He cried. He was still the same kid that I haven't seen in a year or 2. He ended up watching all of it that one night. Caught him the next day. I said, Bear said you probably ain't watched it yet. He was like, no, I watched everything.
Wow.
I said, so you know everything? He said, I knew it then. I knew what was going on. I was just a kid. I couldn't do nothing about it. Because, see, it started with his mother. She did it for 8, 9 years. And then his grandmother took over for the rest of the time and did the same thing. She was worse than his mother. So if I would have known what I knew now about the law, I wouldn't have transferred custody, me and his mother, to his grandmother.
Oh, okay.
I was just trying to get away from her and get away from the fact that I was paying child support. I was already taking care of him, so why didn't he be on child support?
Right.
And what happened is, I still had to pay my arrears off when we transferred from at 9. It got so bad in court, the court didn't know what to do with the case. It was such a unique case.
Because they kept taking him down to court trying to get the money.
Right.
But they were asked who had the child.
And they said, and neither one of us had, the mother or the father. So why am I paying arrears?
And they would be like, so why are you here?
And they look at each other. The state attorney and the judge would just be confused.
Grandfather, I don't know him. I didn't know him. He passed. And my mom, like at 3 in the morning, it was like 3:33 in the morning, I heard noises in my room. And I was like, who is that? And he was asleep. And I'm like, who is that? That same morning, my mom showed up and was like, my father just passed. I said, so that's who came to my room last night? And she was like, so from there, I was having visions of seeing red. I seen red walls, red couches, a red room. We get down to his place of residence.
Yep.
His whole living room is red.
Wow.
Red furniture, red, what's those curtains, veils and things, red everywhere. The woman his wife walked in the room. I got sick to my stomach. And all I was saying in my head, that killed me. That killed me. I kept saying it over and over. I had to run out the house. I ran out the house. My sister was with me. I kept seeing numbers like 1234 and things like that. And I seen red again. I don't know why I was seeing a church. Everything was red in this church. We left from that house, which they was like, well, maybe once you leave the house, you'll feel better.
Different.
I get to the church, and inside of the church is red.
Wow.
I was acting very erratic. When the guy got on, he was talking about my mom's dad, saying, oh, he loved cars. I have myself sitting there yelling, I ain't like no mother cars. I don't know cars.
He don't.
And he's an animal. He loved animals.
Yes, speak.
His spirit entered me.
Yeah.
And it was there the whole time. Now, I was telling my mom this stuff was going on.
Right.
I told her before it happened.
Yeah.
And after. And when she was like, I had this gift. My aunt always told me I had a gift. But
Yeah, she did tell you that when you were younger.
I made a song called His Story. Which
Like history.
Whatever was going on, he started to apologize to his children. He was apologizing or basically being honest about he wasn't really there and things like that.
Right.
She started seeing the numbers first. Like, we see sequences of numbers: 333, 222, 111, 1010, 555, 234.
Girl, your time is coming, boo. He said he gonna get you too. Suffocation, what you did to him. Karma coming through. Aunt Betty said I had a gift a long time ago, but everybody know she crazy. Had to prove me wrong. Bertha tried to come around. She tried to make the daddy proud. He said, thank you, baby girl. Wanna see you smile. He said sorry to his kids. Y'all so precious strong. Daddy wasn't there. Not a dad. Daddy know he wrong. I'm only speaking from his heart. He want his truth told. Don't his death seem kinda odd? Yeah, but he want his truth truth told. His soul still talking, this is how his story goes. What he say? This is story, this is real. He want this truth told. Let me tell you how it is. Man, this world pretty cold. He ain't done yet, he's still speaking through his soul. What he saying? This is story, this is real.
I tell her, listen, you hurt me. If you want to stay in our life, we gotta heal from whatever you caused in the past. When it came to my daddy, I was trying my best to figure out what's going on and how understanding of what my daddy's trying to tell me. But when all this information, it came out of my mama's mouth. Your daddy was this great man. Oh, he did all of this stuff for you. Mm-hmm. I'm sitting here with this huge emotion of regret that I hated my daddy because of you. I hated my daddy for everything that you said, and now you praising him for everything that you told me he didn't do. And my daddy was more of the protective person that I could ever be around. Mm-hmm. So for me, it's you told me to stay away from this person. This person wasn't this, he wasn't that. And here I am still as a grown adult. Oh, you ain't putting money over here. You just want to come over here with the grandkids. And I realized one thing about it is every presence. I told Richard the one thing that people don't understand is presence.
Her daddy passed in 2018. Me and him had a good relationship. She likes the fact that me and him have a lot of same qualities.
Right.
Me and him were always good.
Right.
He knew I had his daughter.
Right.
He knew I took care of her, right? At the baby shower, we was 2 months. We were dating for about 2 months, right?
2 months.
And he said, "Who that?" And he was like, "That's my boyfriend." This is 09. He said, "Is he the baby daddy?" And she said, "Nah, Dad." And he here? Uh-huh. Yeah, you need to keep him. And we were good ever since then. We were good. Me and her daddy was good.
Because he called him in a room and he was like, okay, let me talk to him. They shook hands. They just in there talking and talking. I'm coming in. I'm trying to come in and peek. Close the door. Nah, we talking. Grown men in here talking. Okay, go ahead.
Good man. Good man.
You don't drive?
She drives, but she got, years ago in our van, not the one we got now, but the other one, she got hit by a school bus. While she was driving the van, it totaled the van.
Basically, I was on my way from nursing school, trying to get my life together, and I made a left turn at a light, and the bus kept going, and I got hit by the bus.
And you were driving
the van. Totaled the vehicle completely.
Right.
But in that moment, I would say that I felt like there was no religious aspect behind me, because when you're really searching for that, that savior, basically, it's not there. So it wasn't there for me, so I dropped it. Anyway,
I tried to hold it together. Tanya, you see what I got to do? You see what I'm doing? I tried to hold it together, but it's like, yeah, that's when I dropped religion, man. I got hit by a bus and God didn't help me. Like that, we were still religious for a couple more years.
We was still.
Was we?
No, at that time, I started to be like, no. I was like,
okay, yeah, that was like the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, it was literally the nail in the coffin.
No pun intended. I'm not. It's not for real. But after that, you called me. Mm-hmm. Someone pulled you out of the rubble, if you will, and you ended up, like you said, the van was totaled. Mm-hmm. You called me and told me what happened, more or less.
Right.
You ended up going. The lady that hit you swear that it was your fault.
And then she got out the bus and was like, "Oh my God, my ass in the van. I can't walk because whatever happened. I hit my leg. My leg hit something or whatever.
Right.
And I couldn't walk. I couldn't get out. But anyway.
Right.
Went back to the hospital. They told me that I had cervical cancer.
Right.
No, they told me they seen cancerous cells or something in my body or whatever.
Right.
So I had to make an appointment to the women's hospital. Ended up going to the women's hospital. That's when they told me I had cervical cancer.
Right.
Told me I would never be able to have children again.
Yep.
And that they would have to do.
And by this time we had 4 kids.
Yeah.
Five. Right.
And they told me I'd never be able to have children again.
Right.
And so after that, I started this
organic treatment.
on myself because I was scared to have surgery. They told me that I would need to have my uterus taken out. Yeah, first I would need chemo or whatever. They would say I would need to have my uterus taken out.
Right.
Cured myself basically because when I went back 3 months later when I was feeling sick, very, very sick, I found out I was pregnant.
But they told you.
They told me I couldn't have children again. And then when I went back in, because I was supposed to go back to the doctor to get checked out, with, go to the chemo and all of that, I missed 2 appointments because I was like, I don't trust them. I think they're trying to take my organs or kill me or whatever. That's how I was anyway. Then she said she heard 2 heartbeats.
I said, yes, yours and the baby's. And you was like, no. Besides my heartbeats.
Besides mine, she heard 2. Maybe she was okay. So they was like, well, we're gonna have to take you to the back and do the vaginal ultrasound. Did the vaginal ultrasound, and I seen 2 things in there. And I said, excuse me. And so, got all the information. Ended up setting me up an appointment for the women's hospital again to see what's going on with the cervical cancer because obviously I'm pregnant and this and that. And they told me I couldn't have kids no more, this and that, all that. Had no symptoms, no nothing, no cyst on the uterus, the ovary, none of that. None of that. None of the nothing.
Praise the Lord.
Perfect body.
I just wanted to make you laugh right there. Okay, go ahead. So yeah, right, you was good, but you were still pregnant.
But I was still pregnant, and I was like, wait. And then I said, hold up, pimp. How we get pregnant with 2? And they told me I couldn't have none, bro.
Well, you forgot to tell this part. This is two little known facts about the pregnancy. Obviously, it was twins. That would be Justice and Journey. Fraternal twins, not identical, thank goodness. After Kalea, or after Bear, one of them, my grandfather, Papa, used to say, how them twins doing? And I was like, Papa, we don't have twins.
We're not having
And he'll laugh about it. Fast forward, we end up having twins, right?
Mm-hmm.
And little known fact that no one knows really. Before we had Kalea, we were pregnant with twins.
Sure was.
And lost them. And how many weeks far along were you?
I was like 2 to 3 months.
Yeah. And we lost the twins.
Yeah.
Before Kalea.
And that was before I first.
And then they came on the back end, and y'all can have them if you want them.
No, they can't have my precious. Maybe one of them. Just one.
They can have both.
We got the sweetest. No.
But that's how that bus situation happened, and the cervical cancer and the pregnancy. It was all wrapped up in.
It was all like within the 3 months span.
It was a lot going on at that time. That was crazy.
That was really crazy.
But we made it through. So.
Anyway, yeah. So that's the story of that.
Yeah.
Because you know who used to teach me how to talk to grown-ups? May he rest his soul, Derek Clark.
Get off my phone because I'm hurt now. So I can't talk to you right now because my emotions messed up now.
I woke up, I thought I was fine when I got the news the day before, but I woke up that morning and I couldn't stop crying.
Jean said this to me one time, and she said, Paula, she said, I know my husband wasn't perfect. She said, but growing up, all the abuse that he got from his daddy was because his daddy was taking it out on him for being in a situation that he did not want to be in. And I was like, I'm not following you. He said, he did not want to be married. But it was something that Gramps kept pushing. And I was like, and he took it out on Bill.
Bill's supposed to have like 16 kids.
You for real?
That's what Gene told me. Like Jesus, somebody took him away. I was in the bathroom, he's beating on the door. He said, I'm coming to be able to take him up to the MAPCO. By the time she said I got out that bathroom, he was gone. And I went up there and asked about him. Somebody took him away.
I heard y'all talking about Uncle Bill and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Did you believe that story when it occurred? Or
No, we don't believe it. Me and Gary was going to Millington.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, that go your brother. He had made it to where they done put this stuff over here, that house, that the Navy had, that house sitting down here at the Naval Base, down from the school. Got him in the car and I took him back down there. I'm like, why is he out by himself?
Right.
First of all.
Right.
So then when they called and said he was missing, I'm like, that was the coldest night it had been that year in October.
Yeah.
The first part of it. And I'm like, why? If he said somebody wanted him in the backyard, why would you let him out? And then by the time you get your clothes on, he can't be found nowhere. And I was telling her, they said I thought they found a body.
Uh-huh.
I was going down there, Terry called or something, said they found him down here back behind Uncle Junior's house. Our cousins murdered them. And when I get down there and find out, no, he ain't down here. I'm thinking they found him. He's okay. So I come to find out, they said all they found was a leg. I'm like, a leg? She ain't never said nothing. She ain't never told us nothing.
Family is fearing the worst after that body was found in Millington late yesterday afternoon. In late October, Billy Joe Hardy took a walk in his neighborhood and never returned.
If someone is missing, clearly you can't get to them. You know, you can't contact them. You can't communicate with them in any kind of way.
Now his daughter, Dr. Bianca Sweden, believes a body found in this field late Tuesday is that of her 73-year-old father.
Being the only missing person in the area, so the likelihood is that it probably is him.
Sweden says her dad had Alzheimer's disease, but that didn't take away from his happy demeanor.
Kind-hearted little man. So, in retirement, you know, obviously with Alzheimer's, so he may or may not remember you at the time, but, you know, wouldn't harm anybody really.
Sweden says since her dad disappeared, she and her family have been hopeful.
Well, you hope if somebody has him, that they're treating him fairly and being nice and loving. If he's outside, hopefully he's warm, you know, found a place. Maybe that's what happened. I don't know.
Sweden says she hopes others caring for those with Alzheimer's learn lessons from incidents like this one.
I just tell people now, get a chip, you know, GPS shoes or necklace or watch, so that you can find them if they so choose to leave the house without your permission.
Even though she may never get all of the answers.
And we'll be forever piecing the story together.
When she started saying stuff about Uncle Bill 10, 11, 12 years ago, something ain't right.
For some odd reason, Aunt Jean has this mean, no spirit. Her spirit is mean. Like,
Really?
And she held on so many grudges from I don't know how long ago.
Yeah, because if Uncle Chuck saying that he might have had 10 plus children,
but over time she kept getting
that could turn into a lot of resentment for any woman.
I told him, I said, that's the lady that did something to your uncle.
I was like, man, my Jane ain't did nothing.
You hear that, Gary? She said he was poisoned. So whatever happened, it was ingested. And he was left somewhere and then later on put somewhere else. His dad wants to help Uncle Bill cross over. Uncle Bill is stuck, but he's only stuck because he's scared. He don't know where to go. Gramps would let me in, but I seen that man on that picture. That's who was behind Gramps.
Granddaddy Hotshot.
But that's who Uncle Bill is hiding from in that room.
Yeah.
Wow.
And she had said the thing about Uncle Bill before. You had said something about him, about Granddaddy Hotshot whooping him and doing all that. He told me, Uncle Bill told me this in life when I used to go over there. Him and his daddy didn't get along and all that stuff. But I never told her that.
Right.
So when she said that he was taking, granddaddy was taking out frustrations or whatever on Uncle Bill, she said that without me ever saying that to her.
Yeah.
She said, I believe that's what was going on. And she described Graham's house before she went in it.
Wow.
Because we ended up shooting part of a video there. And nobody was there at that time.
King Richard is the god of rap. Black promises, black promises. I can promise you this, to the mountain we gon' get more accomplishments, most astonishing. I can promise you this, legendary what we is. Black promises, black promises. I can promise you this, to the mountain we gon' get more accomplishments, most astonishing. I can promise you this, legendary what we another power anthem, the revenge on sour cancer, afterlife planet. Beyond Hamptons, ancestors, panthers, reverse mental damage. We were handed and rest in hammocks, never panic. I'm too handsome and mind outstanding. I'm a gym rat, working out and tell it all. Scissors to the fat, then way down. I cut them out, only broadcast positive now. Pick up the fall, like the autobat. Seasons for crowns, melanin ball. Classical strings, fantastical king. Unimaginable theme, create a classic like scene. Cheers to the team, champions before the rings. Tackle running dreams our predecessors never seen. The God and the ghost, spit like my heart in my throat. Feelings like LMA, no ceilings like Weezy afloat. It's hard as brick toast, I'm talking if utter the most. Cold as the northernmost coast, the juice that I'm dropping the cloak. Black promises, black promises. I can promise you this, to the mountain we gon' get more accomplishments, most astonishing. I can promise you this, legendary what we is. Black promises, black promises. I can promise you this, to the mountain we gon' get more accomplishments, most astonishing. I can promise you this, legendary what we don't see Jewish rulers. I see foolish tutors who knew that once we grow medullas, they can't school us. I drive like Uber, reason that they shoot us. Say we ain't congruent, call us ruin. No hallelujahs, God we pursuing. The fried eye noodles, kill a view of light, resting in peace like double pies. No Allah or Christ, liable me, can't blame they side. Yes I feel the might, strengthen my genes, wrangle a drive. Even though they slight, disrespecting, we have arrived. Performing biopsies, make sure tissue ain't toxic. With DNA we've been boxing, self-hate shit, bad ways to stop it. Confidence is cocky, to them we just too obnoxious. Rhythm of a Jabberwocky, built ourselves up like the stocky. Raise a effigy, sculpture of the king, not for superiority, but represent the best of we. Sing our praise in harmony, in each other's arteries. Take our spot like larceny, we winners, not a nominee. No longer hold our horses, out here giving courses. We always been the sources, but Genesis was contorted. And cordial though we tortured, still in all our porridge, but unified as chorus. Got us dousing haters' torches. The God and the ghost, spit like my heart